Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks. I'm Tommy, by myself today, opening up some Star Wars Unlimited. John is busy, otherwise I'm sure he would want to be here, but he came and dropped off some boxes, so I needed to get right in. So, we are about a week out, a little over a week from release. It was a week ago. So, we have some news, we have some established pricing. It has seemed to tame down. Boxes are still under MSRP. They're going for about $94 on TCG Player. But from a couple sources, we have heard that Star Wars is no longer available from distribution and may be sold out, a Gorilla Attack Pod, through the manufacturer. So we may have to wait a bit till we get more boxes available. And figure out my piles here. So we'll do foils, we'll do rares, do hyperspaces, bases and leaders, commons and uncommons. But I hope that's not the case. I hope there is some more, because I think a very important part to this game is going to be the limited aspect of it, and how our store is going to run draft and sealed when there is no product available. But thankfully, again, there is a lot of product still available on the open market. But I'm not sure how long that's going to last, because stores sold through their product, a lot of their product, and then are going and trying to order more and are being told there isn't any, which is, I guess, both a good and bad thing. Bad thing being, hey, hyperspace critic. Did we get? Okay. I was gonna say, did we get all three packs being critic, but only two? Where was I? With packs not being available, you're gonna lean on sealed or constructed play. So then, constructed play has room to grow, and people will be buying singles, which is the other aspect of this. Singles are not just being put up on prices with crazy prices and not moving. They actually are moving. Like if you look at just a classic unit, Darth Vader, and how much of those are selling every day, people are definitely getting into the game and wanting to start building decks, with Vader being one of the most important meta pieces right now. There we go. There's also been, people have started to notice some coalition in the Legendaries, so we're going to keep an eye out for that as well. Certain specific groupings of Legendaries in the pack. So if you pull one, you're more than likely to pull the other two, because it is about 3 Legendaries per pack, not including foil slots, which seems to be on a different method. So that's kind of just a bonus one, if you get one. Okay, so we got Vigilance. So we should, if things are correct, there's our Vigilance Legendary. What was that? Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Took a screenshot of the different coalitions. See if I can get that to load. It was, where was it? Let's see, it should be, yeah, okay. So the Vigilance one, there should be a Vader and a Mace Windu. Vader unit and a Mace Windu, which is a good sign, because that's one that you want, because basically Vader is almost the price of these boxes. Now, again, it is just a week out. The real numbers should settle And we should figure out what the true price for things are about. We'll get one kind of key information point is going to be 30 days out, and then the next one will be 90. Got a Han Solo. Let's do this. We'll put this over here because no one really cares about bases and leaders. Showcase there. Legend, or not showcase. Hyperspace. And then other rares there. Legendaries there. But I don't know. It's just funny how through all the pack openings I've watched, the ones I've done off camera, that has been kind of the trend of you open one legendary, you kind of get, you know you're going to have the others in the box. Which I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I think the worst thing it could be is like in draft, then you know that somewhere in the packs someone might be going black-green with Vader. Someone might be getting a Mace Windu. So that's kind of neat though. In this last one, just noticed. Hyperspace leader and hyperspace common base. But it also can be a problem because if you keep getting, if you're trying to build out your playset and you keep getting the boxes with the heroes that you're not looking for, or the legendaries you're not looking for, opposed to the droids that you're looking for. A hyperspace rare. And a double rare. But, I mean, that's TCGs, right? If you want the singles, buy the singles. I think that'll be true for this game as well. Especially if boxes start to become a little more unaffordable. But, again, I don't think they will get too crazy because it seems like, from what information I've heard, is that we should start seeing more, we will see more boxes before set 2. So, and the set 2 is out in July. And I'm sure they will want boxes of set 1 on the shelves, another hyperspace rare, on the shelves for when set 2 comes out. So when they're promoting set 2 and people go into the stores and are like, hey, because they did a big push. I heard a lot of people say that there wasn't really much push for marketing on this game. Maybe I just absorbed all of the marketing for this game because I got a ton of it. I was getting YouTube ads, banner ads online. It was everywhere. Facebook ads. Come in. Rare. A hyperspace foil Death Trooper. Put that in my item deck. Yeah, I have my first premiere, which is the constructed format event, on Tuesday. Recording this on Sunday. It should be a good time. I'm bringing my Boba mid-range deck that I put together a couple days ago. Finally got all the other cards sorted just in time for the last bit of my boxes to arrive, and now I'm going to sort these. A Force Thrower, this is a good one. Hyperspace foil. So, gonna have to do some more sorting, but I have noticed that this game it may be the easiest game I've sorted, because my method is you sort by the different aspects, right? Including different piles for the different dual aspects as well. So sort that all out at the same time. And then from there, just sort down in one color at a time, aspect grouping. And it actually, because there isn't too many cards in the set. Hey, there's the Mace Windu. So we're 2 out of the 3 legendaries in that coalition. So we're just looking for that Vader left still. It binds all things. What a pretty card. That's what I find fun in this, opening these, is the hyperspace foils. They are absolutely gorgeous. Cameras do not do them justice. And of course the showcases. The showcases are gorgeous, but those are few and far between. My luck has been pretty high on them though. I'm at 19, this is 20 boxes, and I've opened 4. Rare, rare. And it's supposed to be 1 in 12, so I'm definitely on the higher side, and I know people that have opened 20 plus boxes and have not opened any. So it really is very actually hard. And I'm surprised as the game, I've been watching the showcases on TCG Player just to see if they are moving, if people are buying them, and they are. Especially the more playable ones, obviously Boba, the most expensive. But then last night, Leia was down to only 1 copy available at $2.95. Now I looked again this morning and there were 2. Same price though. But if they are selling out quick and not really being, if they're selling faster than they are being restocked, and I feel like these are going to be cards that are not going to be easily restocked. Should be interesting to see what happens with them. Especially if like a leader isn't doing so well in set 1, but set 2 gets a bunch of support and then is good. So do you take a look at what's coming down the line, try and predict, or do you just pick your favorite and grab your favorite? I think that's the way to do it. Maybe it's something like Flesh and Blood where eventually, I don't know, some of the IG-88's pretty bad, but you would think that eventually all the heroes, or all the leaders will have their time, have their color aspect combination in the limelight. It is also interesting without like a Talishar or a way to play multiplayer online outside of Tabletop Simulator or camera games with your cards now that we have them in hand. A Dissembling Fight Fang. I feel like people aren't going to be jamming as many games, and so maybe the meta's a little more localized to start. I would imagine so, just because they aren't planning any big events for a while. They're trying to keep it to, I forget what they're calling it. The Store Showdown is going to be the big event before set 2. Where actually Mace Windu will be the top 8 prize card. So if you are in top 8, you'll get the top 8. It'll have like a little top 8 stamp right here. And then if you make it to top 4, it'll say top 4. And if you're a finalist, you get a finalist. And if you are the finalist, so essentially you get a playset of them because you get all 3. You don't just get the one for the one you placed at, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, got a couple of packs left, and we'll see if we get that Vader. A Bib Fortuna. I don't have him in hyperspace yet. Emperor Palpatine. Crafty Smuggler. When sorting cards, I decided to keep the hyperspaces with the regular card opposed to just putting them in the back. I may change that, but for right now I think it makes more sense because then when I'm going and building decks, I know what options I have because I do prefer to put in the hyperspace when available. Rook. Alright, 4 packs left in this box. We'll see how many boxes I open. I do want to try and get a showcase on camera because there was a very special box that I had that I really wish I recorded. But if I had recorded it, it probably wouldn't have had what it actually had in it, which makes no sense. There it is. There's the Vader. So there's one box kind of adding to that theory of coalition. The other coalition is Boba, Luke, and Command. And then the other one is Super Laser Blast, which is the board wipe. One of the Cunning Legendaries, and I think it's Force Lightning was the other one. Let's do this, just to keep things somewhat in order here. And we'll just put all the comments together, that's fine. But then we can go back and look. Oh, I guess I should finish the rest of the box, right? Before piling up the box. That would make sense. But let me know down in the comments below. Are you diving into Star Wars? Are you enjoying it? Have you gone to locals yet? Have you gotten one of those play boosters? They have participation packs that you get for going to the local play, which are these like 3-card boosters that are all hyperspace cards, but they include it's a small grouping of cards that have alternate art, but also include the starter deck only cards, which is super cool. Because then traditionally you can't get hyperspace foils of the starter deck only cards because they only come in the starter deck, and then the starter deck isn't hyperspace. But you can have, but that's why they exist in the plate booster, which I think is kind of neat. And those all have a chance to be foil as well. Just so, I don't know. I think it'd be nice to get a play set of those because then you don't need to tear apart your starter deck to put it in, because there's some really good cards in that. Like Leia is being played a lot. Luke's lightsaber, Vader's lightsaber. So, let's see. Get this box all set with the rares. The rare bases actually are pretty rare. When going through everything, I didn't actually have that many copies of each. I think I did thankfully favor ECL, which is the green one that allows you to ambush six or less cost unit. Give it ambush. You still have to pay for it, which is one of those things that it's not worded very well. But let's see. All right, box number 2. Also, if you are diving into the game and decide you want to give it a shot, if you go to your LGS and they still have some of the playmats or some of the deck boxes and you have any interest in them, I would grab them because they are also seem to be running out. I'm sure they were just trying to figure out how much. I think it's definitely surpassed the demand that they expected, but they tried to be pretty clear that they were not concerned about running out. But that's what they said about packs, and it seems like it's an issue. So we shall see if we get another wave, because they already showed off the next wave of mats and sleeves and stuff for the second set. So we can kind of take some guesses at, because they used leaders from set 1 for the, and unit art for the mats, we can kind of infer that what we'll be getting in set 2 from Hyperspace Boba. What kind of leaders we might be getting in set 2, and that's Rey and Kylo. And then getting Boba, or not Boba, sorry, Mando as well. And then we're also getting a Rancor and a black lightsaber card, possibly. So seems pretty sweet. Barrage. Aggression. Okay. So in the aggression box, there's a New Hope and a Falcon. So let's see if we get a Millennium Falcon and a home one. Hope one. Home one? We'll see. Maximum firepower. The Ghost. Galactic Ambition. Redemption. Patrolling V-Wing. This is a hell of a card. 2-drop, 1/1 draw card. Early card draw is so good in this game. Just gives you more options. And it's green, so. But green's a very competitive color, and there's a lot of cards in green that you want in your deck. But maybe it's not so much the 2-drop slot. And I do find decks tend to neglect space a lot more. But that's because there's a lot of removal cards that can just deal with it without actually having to put units into space. Let's see. Crew. There's a rare base, Security Complex, and a Hyperfoil. 97th Legion. It's a cool one. Keep fighting. Count Dooku. Personal favorite. Pulled a hyperspace foil Count Dooku during one of the pre-releases. Played it in Iden deck. It was a ton of fun. Won me 2 games. Just from the removal, then also putting a 5/4 on the board. Sort of. Bib. Don't get cocky. And another Bib. Bib's an interesting card. It kind of helps you cheat out event costs, especially just by action with one action from him. But the thing is getting him to stick on the board, even though he has a shield, he kind of becomes a target, which may buy you a turn or two, which seems pretty good. But there's just a lot in Cunning Villainy at 2. I'm not sure if it quite takes it. Or quite makes it into a deck. Yep, there's home 1. So there's 2. So our third legendary should be that Millennium Falcon. It is kind of crazy how that got noticed so quickly, but I guess I was surprised by the amount of stores opening boxes. Like we had a store around us opening boxes for singles, and when I went on to TCG Player, there was way more stores selling singles than I expected. But also there's a lot more throughput and sales of singles than I expected. So it's all just kind of a little bit more, I don't know. There's more demand than I thought there would be. I mean, it is Star Wars. I expected a lot of demand, but it seems pretty crazy. Now it's brand new set, obviously, brand new game. Everyone's excited. Everyone's making choices. Seventh Sister, great card. Disarm. And I think people are moving games. Like when I went to the draft this past week, a lot of people were people that got into TCGs when Lorcana came out, which was kind of new to me because I've been in Flesh and Blood for so long. And having those... there's the other L. Millennium Falcon. There's the 3. So another box along with this coalition. So supposedly we're only about halfway through the box, and there's not going to be any more L's. I doubt it. Maybe this is this is a box with an extra L, or it's just a really sad rest of the box. We shall see. But the other good thing is you always have the hyperspace slot, which makes the packs super fun to open because you just don't know when you'll pull something cool. Because there are a lot of great common and uncommon cards, and their hyperspace versions, especially the foil ones, are holding strong. People definitely want to have a full hyperspace version of their deck, which I like making fancy decks, but what I also don't like is curling of foils. So what this game really hit, I think, is people who like fancy versions of cards, but may not necessarily like foils of cards. Because see, which one? These are just right out of the pack, so obviously there's not much, but you can already see the slight curve compared to the true flat of the non-foil. But I don't know. I think I built one of my decks using as many hyperspaces as I could. And it looks just so good flipping through it. Chewy. And just like going through the pack like that, you see the little indication that you got something. Wilderness Fighter, Chewbacca, Bale, and Recruit. Also just really enjoying the paper packs. Is one nice thing. Feel a little bit less awful opening so many packs, because then, you know, you can just throw it in the recycling opposed to the trash. Another Galactic Ambition, 97th Legion. Traitorous. Yeah. The rest of this box was not much. We got those legendaries we thought we would after the first one, and that's been it. So I guess what we can take and learn is maybe this isn't the best game to be purchasing loose packs for. Not from a store that, I mean, I feel like your local game store you can trust if you trust them. You would know better than me, but I trust mine. I'm fine buying singles from stores, single packs from my stores. But if you don't know the store, and definitely not on like Whatnot or like pack rip stuff unless it's you're opening a whole box, I feel like this game might be a game that lends itself to open it by the box. Which right now isn't too bad. Let's see. Regional Governor. Crafty Smuggler, that's what I actually need from my Boba deck. Protector. Fallen Lightsaber, hell of a card. Hey, so the rainbow slot is that extra spot. And it's really nice when it's a Vader. So it's not every legendary you'll get in the box. It's the non-foil, hyperspace. Maybe hyperspace counts? I don't know. We'll have to open more boxes for science, I guess. But there's always a chance at something cool in every pack, even if there is some coalition. It's not the worst thing. But that's box 2. I'm going to do a little quick cleanup here because the pile of commons and uncommons is getting scary tall. So let's just clean up real quick. Don't know if I have much else to say, but if you're curious and want to stick around, I'm just going to keep opening boxes and seeing if we can get some more data, more info on what's going on. Definitely curious to see if any of our listeners are jumping in, have gone to locals. John and I were talking about on the podcast today that about the game and what kind of players it's attracting. And it seems to be attracting, like I said, a lot of Lorcana players, but also some Magic players, and definitely some Flesh and Blood players, which I found fascinating because I joined a buy-sell trade group on Facebook, and there were people wanting to trade, looking for Star Wars cards, wanting to trade Flesh and Blood cards, and then John was looking. We were having a conversation about what we were talking about on the podcast, so go listen to that. But we were having a conversation about the I showed him a screenshot of someone trying to trade Fab for Star Wars, and then he was in the Purple Discord, and people were looking to trade Fab for Star Wars, which means, I mean, it makes sense. TCG players, you play a game for a couple of years, you see what it has to offer, you get the new shiny thing comes out, and it grabs your attention, and it's exciting and fun because it's new and it's different, and it maybe includes an IP that you're passionate about, like, I don't know, Star Wars. And then you take a look, opposed to other games that maybe didn't pull you away from the game you were currently playing. And I know John and I have talked about this multiple times on multiple podcasts, but I think there certainly is strength in IP, and it's that little bit of icing on top to make you give the game a chance. But when it comes to this game, I think there really is legs in the gameplay. I think it's very well designed. The alternating turn in the phase really lends itself to every decision matters. But like John has also said and discovered, that at some point it's going to be very hard to come back from. A cunning. So there's a legendary. Which one is this a part of? Is this part of a cluster? This is, we should get, I think it's an Avenger, the other green ship, and black one. So let's see if we get those. Move these guys over a bit. But I think Cunning might be one of the most powerful cards in this game. Just think about it. The only thing keeping it back right now is that we're in set 1, right? So we have a double aspect, which means that you only have 2 aspects in your deck. And hero or villainy, which you're going Cunning, so you're probably playing Boba. So you have villainy and Cunning. And that just doesn't really offer you the largest card pool to build your deck from. But after another set or two, when you can go monocolors, I think it'll really start to, you'll start to see those dual color cards be played more because you'll just have more options to build your deck around. Hey, there's the energy conversion lab. That's the base you want to see. Maze. A Fet Sprayer. Nope. Where are we going? Where am I going with this? What did I do with the rares from the last pack? I don't know. Okay, we're losing it. We lost a couple rares, that's fine. Actually, let's just grab them. Where did they go? Did I not pull them out? I must have. Oh, it was in the base. One was the base, and this is the other one. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. We're not losing it. Just went in the base pile, because that's where bases go. Okay. Upside down. Recruit. Kanan. Saw. Honor Guard. Sabine. Jabba. Another card that I want to try and get to make work. 80. Because yeah, Jabba works really well in that same thing as Bib, obviously, which I think is kind of fun and thematic to have both of them in your deck. Each trick event you play costs one less. So you can get events, the 2 events, for if you tap Bib and have Jabba out, then you can play a 2 cost event for free. Which seems pretty good. Cunning just is very blue magic and cheating things out. And I don't know, it's a fun time. Mission brief. Boba. Devastator. Yep. So Devastator, Cunning. And then the other 2 we should expect are Black 1 and the Avenger. The Avenger is one of my favorite. It's the kind of payoff game ender for Aiden's control deck where you just get it out when you play it. Your opponent has to, it's basically the power of the dark side, where your opponent has to choose a unit to destroy. And that late in the game, they probably have units out that hurt to just get rid of when this thing comes out. Because again, it's very similar in that you're playing the card and removing one of theirs. So it's kind of like a tempo swing. But then the other benefit of Avenger is every time you attack with it, they also have to. A Bosk. That's going in my Boba deck. And Tinkertown, Tarkentown, base. Galactic Ambition, foil. But I don't know, it's just a neat kind of game ender. It really punishes those mid-range that drop a lot of 4 and 5s, so that by the time it comes down, you're removing minions or units you really don't want to remove. Benthic 2 tubes. ISB agent. ISB agent's another one that I've been trying to make work in Boba, but I don't think it's quite there because it's a 1/3 body only, and it's only on when played. It is a 1, so you can play this off of the 1 resource that you get back from his leader ability. but then you may reveal an event card from your hand, so you kind of give away one of your plays, but you also kind of flash and threaten it to your opponent, and your opponent has to then play around it, which is still impactful. If you do deal 1 damage to a unit, which against Sabine and the aggro decks, a lot of them have 1 health, so you can trade a unit and drop down a 1/3. Seems pretty good for 1. Swoop Racer. Relentless. Dodonna and foil. Strafing Gunship. Alliance Dispatch. Is that? Some of these look like they have like track marks. Like I don't know if it compute. Yeah, there we go. Right by my finger. You can see some of them just have these little white lines from roller marks. But overall, I haven't seen too many issues with the cards. There was one. It was like a common or uncommon, but it was pretty beat up out of the pack. Like a little impression indent, like right here on the card, which was a little weird. But again, I've only seen that once. And it was while I was sorting cards, so it may have just been like my cat stepped on it or something while I wasn't completely done. Cats can be like that sometimes and just be like, hey, what's this? Let me step on it. But thankfully I had all the fancy stuff sorted out already, so it was just commons and uncommons, but it didn't look like a cat footprint. But who knows? Common, uncommon. Han Solo in the hyperspace, that's pretty cool. For a cause I believe in, another good card. It's a rare, but it's also a foil. Which pile does it go in? We'll put in that one. Yeah, okay. Here's another one. And it's right. Oh, this one's not getting picked up on the camera. No. But there is... no. Camera's not picking it up. Let's see. Boba. Patrolling viewing. Making opening. Hell of a card. Good sideboard card if you do run into aggro. If you're playing... ooh, there we go. Hyperspace Kanan Jarvis. I really want mill to work, and it'd be really cool to make like a blue-white mill deck, or blue-blue. Maybe next set after we get a couple more mill cards. Because we have Kanan, we have Vigilance. But I don't think that's really enough to quite get it there. But I did want to talk about make an opening. This is what I was saying about sideboard for against aggro, because not only does it give a unit -2/-2, which a lot of the red-white aggressive cards have 2 health or less, or you've dealt some damage to them and they're at 2. If you bring them to 0, they die. So -2/-2 gets them there, and then it heals your base. So heal your base for 2 and remove a unit for 3 seems like a good deal to me. My piles are all messed up over here, but that's fine. Just my side piles. Avenger, there it is. Okay. There is 3 of the 4. I think this was the 4 one. So we may get a black one as well. 4 legendary box, but not any of the big heavy hitters. Like Boba or Vader. Or Luke. I'm surprised Mace isn't valued more. He seems really good. Mission briefing. Red 3, solid card. Takedown in foil. Snapshot reflexes. There it is. There's black 1. Foil. Alright, so all 3 boxes we've opened so far have all been one of these boxes of Coalition. Which, I mean, seems fine, I guess. But I get it if you're trying to build one. Pack opening may not be the one. Home 1 in hyperspace, very cool. So that technically is another L. Rare, K20, Metal Ceremony, Hyperfoil. Yeah, so that hyperspace slot is the one different, I guess. Rebel Pathfinder. Rare. Comments. Mission Briefing Hyperfoil. Krennic. It is always, I don't know, it's kind of what's kind of fun about, besides the hyperspaces, is every time you flip the pack, it could be a showcase. First Legion's no trigger. There. Foil. Which hopefully we get one going through here. But haven't. I've definitely pulled my fair share. Pulled a Leia, an IG-88, a Moth, and Grand Inquisitor. Let's see. Bombing Run, always happy to see it. Squadron. Alright, so we're about halfway through this case. We haven't missed on a Coalition yet. So let's keep going. We'll open one more. Let's see. Rares, Legendaries. Paper packs do leave a little bit of fluff on the mat when you open a bunch, but not as much as, like, I remember when paper packs first came out with Everfest and Flesh and Blood, and that was, whew, you would have to like vacuum your mat after. It was bad. And then I think it was Uprising that there was like a bunch of glitter in it as well, and that would just get all over the playmat. Because glitter never leaves. Got our commons, uncommons, Fallen Lightsaber, Sneak Attack. Jawa. Bright Hope. Heroic Sacrifice. That's rare too. Grand Inquisitor. Rare. Foil. Ewing Reinforcement is a hell of a card too. I think this is a good sideboard card for aggressive decks. Especially the green Command Sabine. Search the top 10 cards of your deck for a unit. For 3 units, combined cost of 7 or less, play each of them for free. Seems pretty good. It's just, it allows you to have that 7 drop, but also take advantage and overwhelm the board with actions by getting possibly 3 units on the board. Because all of your units don't cost very much. Especially when you have well-statted things like Battlefield Marine, which is a 3/3 for 2. Or Rebel Pathfinder, 2/3 for 2 with Saboteur. Rare foil. A Wampa. Agent Callus in hyperspace, super cool. Relentless. Foil. J88. Vigilance. So we all know that my cat is coming into the room. I'm sure you can hear. What's up? What's up? So, we got a Vigilance. So you know what that means. It means we might get a... possibly have a chance, you know, with this coalition. Of getting a Vader again. And getting another Mace Windu. Which, I mean, if they made the Store Showdown promo Mace Windu, they had to think that he may be somewhat relevant to the competitive meta. Maybe not. Maybe they just misjudged. Maybe they guessed wrong. But I think there's something there. Or maybe we'll get it in set 2, and so then once you have them, you'll be happy to have them at the end of set 1 for set 2. Wampa, Technician. Spec Force, Yoda. I don't think I have a Yoda hyperspace so yet. I had no choice. And very exciting, hyperspace foil Vanquish. Gotta love the removal in this game. The Colonel. You're my only hope. Boba. Yep, there's the Mace Windu. Let's see. Foil. Smoke and Cinders. Mercenary Company. Hyperfoil. Underworld Thug. Galactic Ambition. Starwing Scout. Skiff. Spark of Rebellion. Regional Governor. Alright, Vader, where are you? You in the item pack? Super Laser Tech. Hyperspace. Always happy to see it. Agent Callus. Common. Jada City. Foil. Jedi's Lightsaber. Man, if the one card that doesn't fit in this coalition is the Vader that doesn't pop out, it's all a scam. It's all a scam. Rugged Survivors. Rook. Foil. Palpatine. Watch, it'll be the last pack. Sabine. Guardian of the Wills. Emperor's Legion. So now we know. This is the pack. This is a sealed pack that has Vader in it. How much is a sealed pack that has Vader in it worth? Nothing, because it's just a sealed pack. $5. But, let's see if it truly is. Commons, uncommons. And there it is. You can call it. That's wild. I don't know. I think that's interesting. I mean, it's not great for sure, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world either. Like, how much does it really matter? How many people are actually opening boxes like I am? And then does it actually matter because they're opening the boxes anyways? And then we'll just have the cards. I guess if you get too many of the same one, but then that encourages trades in your local community, which is kind of fun. I don't know. How do you feel about it? Let me know down in the comments, especially if you've made it this long. You're obviously invested in some degree. So let's take a look again. We had the Darth Vader, Mace Windu, Vigilance box. We had the Avenger Black One Devastator box with Cunning, and bonus Home 1 Hyperspace. Then we had the Foil Vader, which was in the foil slot, but then we had the Falcon Home 1 Aggression. And then just like our fourth box, we started with a Vader, a Mace, and a Vigilance. Funny stuff. Cool. Well, hope you enjoyed this little opening. Gonna think if I'm gonna open the other two boxes or not right away, or save them for draft. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.